Kristen Aguirre is joining us now live. You're sitting down and it looks like you're on a yoga mat. What are you doing, Kristen?
I'm trying to get centered.
Ooh.
Very stressful, trying to get centered. I'm here at Emerson Community Center learning all about the newest program that they have, which is Cancer Survivor Yoga, and it actually debuts today. With me now is Mahela Grant-Gerson, who is going to be the instructor. Mahela, you actually have a deep connection to this class.
For sure, definitely.
You yourself, you're a cancer survivor.
Breast cancer survivor, yes. I was diagnosed April of 2011.
And so how has yoga helped you through that process?
Well, it was kind of like a support group for me. I went through yoga when I was going through chemo, or did yoga when I was going through chemo, and also went afterwards when I was recovering from my surgeries. I had a bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction, so I had a lot of limited movements, and even it just helped me like stretch out and get some movement and like really just get out of the house because I was just in the house for so long and sick. So.
And yoga has some great health benefits that we all know about. It keeps you healthy, lean, and stretches you. But did it also give you some kind of emotional support?
Oh, for sure. Like more than anything, there was like some healing that I felt personally through yoga. Not only just the physical exercise, but like just peace of mind and some, I think there's also a huge spiritual aspect to yoga that is kind of not so much focused on in yoga classes sometimes, but it's something that people can offer in a yoga class as well.
So people that, the cancer survivors that do come to this class, they can definitely relate to that aspect, but they can also learn from you because you know all about yoga. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, I was certified in New York City with Three Sisters Yoga. It's a 200-hour program, so it was about 10 weeks in the middle of Manhattan, which was pretty amazing. And our class size was about like 20, 25 students, and we study, everything from the poses all the way to the spiritual aspects. You talk about chakras and things like that, and we studied all of that, anatomy. We go through it all. So, and we also study like special populations. So when you work with like cancer survivors or the elderly or people that have like...
All right, Mahela, I'm just going to cut you off really quick. We will definitely come back and hear more about Mahela's experience, and coming up later in the show, she's going to show us a few moves.
Ooh, get all loosened up, find your center, release the bad energies.
Why don't you just teach the class?
I don't think I'm qualified.
Well, that would be kind of fun to watch. This morning?
Yeah, she's kind of centering herself. Kristen, I kind of wish I was there with you.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting a calm energy over me, so that's great. With me now is Mahela Grant-Gerson. We're here at Emerson Community Center, and the Park District is holding its newest program, which is Yoga for Cancer Survivors. Mahela will be instructing the class, so she's going to show us a few basic movements that we're going to be learning. So what's our first one?
Well, I can show you how, this is called a bolster. And we use it to it's called a yoga prop. So what you can use it for is like maybe it's a modification for people that maybe have less movement, limited, not only for cancer survivors, but maybe someone that doesn't have as much flexibility or movement. So we could use this kind of as a modification. You can maybe bring your hands up and then you kind of use it to just prop your body on, maybe lay here and just relax. You can also use it to lay back on. So you just bring it here, and I'll show you how. So you lay back on the bolster, and you can use it as like a chest opener, maybe like just relaxing on the bolster. And then
These are great ways for people that are maybe going through chemo, because you actually went through cancer, and you said that when you went through it, and you barely had any movement.
Oh, for sure. Actually, we did yoga in a chair. Cancer survivor yoga can, different classes you could have for that, depending on your students. But my personal yoga when I was going through chemo was mostly in a chair or seated on the floor, so we didn't have a lot of movement. But the cancer survivors classes I took with Tari Prinster in New York were was a lot more movement, and we used props like bolsters and blocks. And so you can also place the bolster on blocks. So these are the yoga blocks, and then you just put the bolster on, and then you just bring your feet up. It's kind of like a little inversion, mini inversion. And so we just lay here and relax, so, you know.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and practice my position she just showed me and maybe take a little nap ski. So back to you guys back at the studio.
I don't think that's quite the position she was showing
I don't think that's a pose, Kristen.
This is what I learned, okay?
The sleep pose.
Or the corpse pose,
Yeah,
which is just...
on your back. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
No, this
Shavasana.
is sleeping pose.
Oh, okay. Have fun sleeping.
Wake up! It was more for Kristen, because last we saw her, she was sleeping. But it works for
Who
you,
are you
works for
talking
you.
to? I think we're all awake here. Yeah,
I'm
she's
awake,
live
I'm
in Quincy
awake.
this morning. How's it going, Kristen?
It's going good. I've awoken from my corpse pose. And now we're going to learn a little bit about vinyasa, which is a style and kind of like a flow of yoga that's really popular, right? So what is our first move?
Okay, so you're going to start off with your shoulders over your hands, fingertips are wide, and you're going to step back into a plank. So you're kind of in like a straight board, your hips are not dropped, and now you're going to come onto your knees, bringing your nose down to the ground, arms are into your chest, and your seat is in the ground. You're going to sweep forward, coming into your cobra, or baby cobra here. You can come all the way up into cobra, come back down, tuck your toes, and from your core, lifting through your hands, you're going to come back, pressing back into your down dog.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go through a flow with you. This is definitely a lot harder than it looks. I think for people who aren't doing it correctly, it may seem easy, but you're actually, it's like you're planking the whole time, and it's like your triceps, it's hardcore. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay, so from here, your shoulders are over your wrists, fingertips are wide, and you're going to drop to your knees, bring your nose to the ground, feet is in the air.
This is
Lift
hard.
Forward into your baby cobra, toes are tucked. Come up, open your chest. Now come back down, tuck your toes, and press into the mat, bringing yourself back into a down dog.
A couple of times of those, I'm going to get some ripped triceps. All right, well, coming up later in the show, we are going to continue our yoga practice here and learn more about cancer survivor yoga.
All right, very cool. We will see you shortly. Remember, it's live this morning. She was doing the boat pose earlier.
Yeah. What's going on now, Kristen?
Just being yogis, just being casual
Yogi
yogis.
Bear.
Right now, we are going to learn another kind of basic pose that will be shown in the Park District's newest program, Yoga for Cancer Survivors. So, Mahela, what are we going to be doing now?
Oh, let's do a bridge pose. And then the wheel might not be the best, but I'll show that as well. So you put your feet hip-width apart, feet are parallel, and you're just going to press your hands into the mat, bringing your seat up towards the sky, walking your shoulders underneath your back, clasping your hands, and your gaze is up towards the ceiling. Remembering to breathe, finding that ujjayi breath, and then unwind those shoulders, unclasp those hands, and bringing your back one vertebrae at a time back down towards the mat. And then you can take your wheel pose, so you bring your hands by your ears, pressing your hands and feet into the mat. You're going to lift up, coming into your wheel.
I'm not going to do that one. Well, today's your first class. What time does it start?
It starts at 7 o'clock tonight. It's from 7 to 8 tonight.
All right, so if you're looking to get started in yoga and you're a cancer survivor, make sure you check out the yoga class that starts tonight.
I can do that, but I don't want to.
No, you can't.